Hello, and welcome to Policymakers, a podcast wherein I, Senator Waldron, and my good friend Sean Sheridan will put forward policies one at a time in the hope of alleviating some of today's biggest political problems. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Policymakers, where I, Sean Sheridan, and my good friend Senan Waldron.
Hello, I'm Senan.
We go through.
Did that throw you off?
Yeah,
I'm Senan.
We go through social issues of the day, and we come up with policies to make things better, to alleviate hardship, to make things better, to make the country and the world a better place.
Just to improve the way we live and how we do. Like.
Exactly. That's why we're.
Pass it on. That's
exactly
what we're all about here.
We're altruists.
Budget neutralism.
Budget neutralism to the max.
To the max, yo.
So, Senan, what on earth have you been up to this week?
Well, Sean, as you well know, I was in your house this week.
That is true,
this
yeah,
weekend,
you were.
as I understand. On Sunday night for some wrestling.
Yeah, we stayed up half the night watching the Survivor series.
Yeah, it is. Good old-fashioned wrestling.
Yeah, that was great crack, man.
It was amazing. No word of a lie. People are getting a message, but that was so much fun. It was class.
Yeah.
It was
this man
amazing.
is not a wrestling fan
at
all.
No, the last time I watched wrestling, Nixon was president. No, last time I watched wrestling, I think it was The Rock.
Ric Flair was on top.
yeah.
Bruno Sammartino, he was on top. But,
so we went to watch it with you and a couple of friends, and probably the beers helped as well.
Yeah. You were soaking in beer, so that tended to help.
A lot, yeah.
Well, it was kind of fun though, because myself and Mike, who were there, were like huge wrestling fans, follow it every week, all that sort of thing.
It's a lot of fun.
And but you and Nicholas had never watched it before at all, so we were just listening to your commentary the entire time. You know, it's like, oh my god, he's throwing chairs at him. He's throwing about 5 of them now. So many chairs.
Oh, I couldn't believe that guy. Was he Samoan? Was that guy? Who had so many chairs.
No, it was the guy in the vest.
The guy in the vest, yeah, lads.
Dean Ambrose.
I love him. I think he might work for IKEA, because he had so many chairs. Oh my god, and he kept putting more out, and it kept getting worse.
There was just a guy lying there, and he just kept throwing chairs at him.
Kept throwing chairs at him.
And he put him through a table, and then he threw more chairs at him.
And then he got a table, and then he threw him through the table, and he used the chairs under the table, and then threw more chairs on top.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
It was brilliant.
Every time he went under the mat to get another chair, it was like he couldn't be getting another chair, and every time he was getting another chair. It was amazing.
Brilliant.
It was fantastic.
And it got across the point. This man, he's going to beat this guy with the chair.
This guy, he really, really hates chairs. He's really going to beat this guy up with this chair.
Absolutely.
Oh, it was great. I loved it. Survivor Series.
Yeah, and that was pretty much, that's as much as I remember from that.
Yeah.
Well, Sting came back as well.
Sting came back at exactly the right moment.
At exactly the right moment.
Oh, God. That's one thing I didn't realise about it, right?
Yeah.
The timing in it is amazing.
Oh, when they get it right, it's high drama.
Brilliant.
It's fantastic.
It's great.
But so that's what we were doing, and I've shared my love of pro wrestling with Senan, and I think I've converted him. And watch Survivor Series when you're steaming drunk. You might be converted too.
What's the next one?
Sorry?
What's the next one?
Oh, the next one is Royal Rumble in January.
Royal Rumble in January? That sounds amazing.
Oh, then the road to WrestleMania starts.
Oh, WrestleMania. Can we go to WrestleMania?
It costs about 10 grand to go to WrestleMania. And you have to be there for the Raw the night after as well, you know. Of course.
Well, why would you bother going otherwise?
Exactly.
We can make 10 grand.
Yeah, okay. We just need to find a sponsor for the podcast.
Yeah. So, if you're out there and you want to sponsor the podcast and have WrestleMania tickets...
Yeah, we will have a class story about the time we went to WrestleMania.
It'll be fandabadosi, you'll love it.
Yeah, so Audible, if you're out there.
If you're out there, tune in sometime. So, Sean, this week, our policies was the massive problem of sport funding in Ireland.
That is true. It's a very important issue. Mm-hmm. It carries a lot of community and cultural weight. Mm-hmm. And we feel that it needs a sensible, guided hand.
Yeah, steady hand to
stay the course and preserve our culture and our national identity for years to come.
Mm-hmm. History is what it is.
History,
it's our
indeed.
Heritage. So, with that in mind, why don't we get into the first policy?
Absolutely. So, would you like to hear my proposal first?
Yeah, why don't we get straight into the proposals?
Okay.
It's enough filibustering.
Yeah,
let's get into the
But
series.
first, I think we should tell them what we're talking about
Yes,
today.
okay, of course. Well, why don't you explain it and then go into your first topic?
Our topic today is funding in sports. It's a very, very important issue. Sports are, some would say absolutely vital to our nation's culture and heritage. And our plans today are to keep it funded.
Mm-hmm.
It's to keep it going for generations to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, the problem is, sports in Ireland just doesn't get enough money. That's a big issue. A big issue here
Exactly.
in Ireland.
And we feel that,
somebody's got to solve it.
We're the guys.
We're the guys. We can do it.
We're trying to keep Ireland's heritage going.
Trying to keep this alive.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So with that in mind, why don't we go to our first proposal, Sean?
Yeah.
Tell me, how are you going to solve the sports funding crisis?
Well, I was looking at the numbers in the budget, where all the money is going and such, and I noticed that it was going to one place that it struck out to me. That this is money that could be used for sport. And that was the allocation given to the Arts Council.
Right.
Yeah. So, and it got me thinking, do we really need an Arts Council?
Right, okay.
I was just sitting there thinking, it could fund a lot more handball. And
that's true.
So what I'm proposing,
right,
is you're probably thinking that he's going to say, "Oh, we're just going to abolish it entirely." No, we're not going to do that because we need the arts as well. So, what I propose is that all Arts Council projects outside of Galway City are defunded immediately.
Right.
Yeah, because you see, Galway
just stopped.
Yeah. Galway, my hometown, the town I've lived in for a long time, Galway needs it. I mean, if you take away the Carndonagh Carnival group, people will still go to the Inishowen Carnival group. People will still go up to Inishowen because of the raw, rugged, natural beauty of the place.
It is a beautiful place.
If you take away the jazz festival from Cork, you still have a really nice city full of really cool people,
lovely, nice place to go.
And just outside some amazing scenery in its own right. It's a beautiful place. If you were to take away the Abbey and the Gaiety from Dublin, it'd be Dublin.
It'd still be Dublin.
Yeah, it'd still be Dublin.
The buses still go there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we feel that everything outside of Galway City should just be decommissioned. And the money given to the GAA. However,
right. Yes, okay.
Yeah. In exchange, they will, for every county final, inter-county game, quarter-final, two-final of every regional tournament,
right,
for the halftime shows, there will be some interpretive dance.
I see, like an exchange.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
We take all your money, we give you a pitch to perform.
Yeah, and then they get an audience so people could watch the interpretive dance.
Exactly, and it gives it a bigger audience.
It could disappoint hundreds of thousands of people at a time.
Yeah, for the All Ireland hurling final next year, instead of the Billy Barry kids playing something at halftime, you just have some interpretive dance where guys are wearing wire hangers hanging off tinfoil hats that are grafted onto their skulls while they hit each other with the connector pipe from a Hoover, and you can just your average man can look at that and go, yeah, that's about the Armenian genocide.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we all read into it pretty simply.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
All of us have a certain degree of interpretive dance. But now, would it just be at half-time? Or would it be throughout the match? Could they have sideline interpretive dance?
Well,
perhaps off-the-ball ballet or something like that?
Well, we're going to do that when every about 2 or 3 years they play an NFL game at Croke Park.
Yeah.
We're just going to have that instead of the cheerleaders.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So there'll be loads of
sharp movements with the hands, describing different situations and feelings.
Exactly. Describing the indescribable.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know.
And all it costs us is all of the art funding in Ireland apart from Galway City.
Yes.
Which is, to be fair, about 60 to 70% of all art funding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
See, it's a 70. That's 70% that's going to making sure that there is a Guinness stamp on everything that comes.
Yeah.
That you see in a pub, that you see in a sports shop,
the
anything.
post,
the post, everything,
pint glasses, beds, sky.
Yeah, we're making sure that the GAA's brand and its advertisers' brand
and its heritage. Yeah, don't forget that we're here to save Ireland today.
Yes, exactly. And of course, they will get a bit more money out of Guinness for it.
Yeah.
So we get a bit of money off of Diageo.
Would you go as far as to say budget neutral?
I think, not only do I think this is budget neutral, I believe this could be budget positive.
Budget positive? Well, I couldn't disagree. I mean, let's face it, if we had some interpretive dance in the mid-time show and the half-time show of every, say, final or semi-final, everyone played at, say, a large pitch, like the KL Park or Croker or whatever, we had some interpretive dance out of that, and we could make a few quid on the side of that. I think I can see backing that. I mean, the GEA needs as much money as it can get, let's face it. It's a dying organisation.
It is a dying organisation.
So it needs as much help as it can get.
Yeah.
Especially from the stadiums.
The only problem we can see with this is that the GEA, that handball also goes into the GEA's purview. And some of these productions are quite large.
Yes.
And fitting them into one handball alley can be quite difficult.
True, but I think it'll be worth it. I'm going to back this policy, and I think everyone who used to work with me on the Inner Show and Carnival groups probably be pretty mad that I agreed that we should get rid of all sports funding, all arts funding apart from Galway.
Yeah,
but I just like every time I watch a hurling match, I just think, where's the interpretive dance?
Yeah,
where's the nice little bit of interesting? Where's the political intrigue from it?
Exactly.
So I'm going to support your policy. I'm going to support the Red Party's policy. Yeah,
Excellent.
I'll back that. I think that's a good policy. What do you call this policy?
I call it a plan for a better tomorrow.
That's fantastic, Sean. Well, you got the backing from me. That's one vote down.
Excellent.
Hi, I'm Senan Waldron, and you may recognise my voice from this podcast that you're listening to. Just a quick advert to let you know that on Tuesday nights from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, I'm on my own radio show called The Rock Face on CRC FM. So that's Tuesday nights from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Check it out, crcfm.ie. Now, back to the policies.
So, Senan, what's your policy?
Well, Sean, my policy is pretty simple.
Okay.
It's called the All-In.
The All-In.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. It's dynamic.
It's dynamic, right?
Yeah.
You like that already? Already we're getting into it. Now, we all know a large number of sports clubs are seriously underfunded.
That is true.
Seriously, it is very important. They're very important parts of the community. And could be lost forever unless we can get money back into local sports clubs.
Okay.
I recommend that we KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. All we gotta do is me, you, everyone else, we steal the 29 carat world's most expensive diamond, the pink diamond.
Okay.
First, we rent an empty space four fronts down from the First National Bank on 5th Street. Then, we tunnel down into the abandoned subways. From there, we can access the vault. Rocco, you'll plant the explosives, crack the vault, and once we're inside, the safe diamond is kept in locker 0028. Joanne's going to be running the shop front out the front and dealing with supplies. Johnny and Big Steve, you're a tunneling duty. Sean, you've got the most important job of all. Your job is to keep Detective Buddy McNulty distracted. He's the main guy looking for us. So we got to outsmart him, and it's up to you to do it. And as for the escape, I'll handle that.
Senan, this isn't really a policy. I'm.
I think it'll work.
Oh, it may work, but it's
Don't worry.
It's not a policy.
Don't worry. Mangley,
It's more of
he is going to be able to climb the 44th building, 44 stories of the downtown central building, knock off the electricity 10 minutes before Rocco cracks the safe. That way, citywide power cut. Straight into the vault.
Okay.
We split the goods evenly.
Now, there are two issues I have with this. One, this is more of a conspiracy than a policy. I think I've voiced that concern. Also, I think you'll find that they put motion detectors about like 10 feet underground near vaults, you know, just for that sort of thing. So,
well, for that, we have Big Sully.
Yeah?
Now, Big Sully is a guy who managed to get a job with a security firm, and he could turn off these motion sensors for only 10 seconds every night. And that's where we break through. Also, it's not a conspiracy until you get caught.
Okay. But 10 seconds, that's not a lot of time.
Don't worry about that. Don't you worry about that. We got a plan for that. Don't think that we haven't thought this through.
Oh, okay. And,
Susan's going to get this equipment. Once we have the equipment and the shop front in place, it should be straight in, straight out.
right. See,
First National Bank won't know what hit him.
I have some serious moral issues with this. I'm not going to lie.
Don't worry. I already got some knockout gas to knock out the guards. They won't be hurt at all. They'll just wake up with a big headache the next day.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
So you're in?
I'm in.
You're
I'm
in. All right,
yeah.
let's do it. All right,
Yeah.
that's a policy right there.
So, anyways, your policy.
So that's it. What we got to do now is get all the guys together.
Okay.
Do you know any explosive excerpts called Rocco?
No. I've
Do you know anyone who's any good at tunneling?
not really. No.
Shop running a shop front?
I know a few people who work in shops.
Do you know anyone that knows anything about climbing?
I climbed a rock face once.
We may have to work on some details, but the guts are there. We just got to iron out the details. That's what I reckon.
No, it's the plan is solid.
It's a solid plan, right?
The plan is solid.
See, the shop front 5 stories down is empty, and it's right above the old abandoned 6th Street Railway. It hasn't been used in years.
Man, you have done your homework. You have done your
I'm
homework.
going research.
That is true. And it is a plan worthy of the
It's a
dynamic
pretty-
name, yeah.
It is a pretty sophisticated plan. The all-in.
The all-in. Now, this sort of thing...
And we could take the money we get from that, and we could just put it directly into sports funding and same for the clubs.
Yeah, but...
See, we've got a heart of gold, really.
Yeah,
We're
this
not
is
just crims.
this is one of those things that would take quite a lot of logistics to pull off a policy like this.
True, but it takes a lot of logistics to pull off, a county final. It takes a lot of logistics to pull off a team going off to the World Cup. I mean, it's nothing that we can't do. We're Irish, Sean. We should be proud of our heritage. We try and save our football by stealing the most expensive diamond in the world.
See, my plan...
Do you know George Clooney?
Met him once.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Well, he signed right on.
Yeah,
He's practically signed on.
Chatted for a while, shifted for a little bit, but
Yeah.
But anyways,
I mean, you don't know him.
uh,
As you well know, everyone in the world has shifted George Clooney at one time or another. You don't actually know him.
yeah, I was probably just a piece of meat to him that night.
Yep. Well, anyway, he's
So
the one who
anyways.
gave me the idea.
Yeah, so we were
I watched that movie he was in. ER.
Siriano, was it?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
it. So, are you in?
I'm in.
All
I'm
in? So that's
No,
two
no,
people.
it's just a matter of logistics. What sort of budget would you need to pull off a policy of this scale?
Well, Ocean's 11 had a budget of like $30 million.
Yeah.
Then Ocean's 13 had like $120 million.
Okay.
So somewhere in between those.
So-
$30 million, that's like, it's like, about $2,500 Irish.
Yeah, but like, for $30 million, you got a far better product. So I think 30 million, that should be the number
The
you're
cut-off?
aiming for, yeah.
Yeah, we could do it for free.
And the only problem is, where are we going to find the 30 million?
Sean, you think about the details. All you got to do is worry about Detective Buddy McNulty getting up on that case.
Yeah, but
He's already spying Brad Pitt because he's breaking his parole. He's already got you for that gambling thing. So
one time,
it's enough for him, right? He's a stiffler for the details. So you got to make sure he doesn't get wise to the plan.
So how
You don't have to worry about the
how am I
money and
supposed
everything
to
else.
how am I supposed to keep him occupied?
It's up to you. I recommend falling in love with a romantic interest, and therefore giving us enough meat for a sideline.
Okay. Yeah, what was her name who was doing the computers again? Denise, wasn't it?
Denise.
Yeah, me and Denise.
Yeah, we could get Denise.
Yeah.
I was going to say Lucy Liu, but, Denise is fine.
Okay, yeah,
No,
Denise.
Denise it is.
Denise is fine.
Denise
Denise
is
is
not
fine.
bad, she's not
Denise is
bad.
fine.
I don't know how good she is on the computers for this, but she'll be fine. We'll get
Yeah.
Hang Lane to hook up the
Yeah.
set up in the
Okay.
municipal building.
So I just need to keep Buddy
Just
McNulty
keep
distracted.
Buddy
I mean,
McNulty distracted.
like juggle?
Whatever it takes. You're going to need to keep him distracted for about 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
And he lives like 2 stories above the shop where we're digging, so it's going to be
But
tricky.
So in between the apartment you've got and
Shopfront.
the shop front you've got
Mhm.
and the tunnel you're going to be tunneling
Mhm.
is the guy trying to catch us.
That's why I need my best man up there distracting him 24/7.
I don't think I'm really that sounds like something really, really complicated.
It's not. It's just going to be comic relief on the sideline. Maybe a romantic story is not important. You just do that. And I'll look after the details.
Okay.
Me and Matt Damon.
Right. Okay. See,
I don't know
Yeah.
where we're going to get explosives from, but we'll find some. Or drilling equipment.
well,
Or maps.
you are in the FCA. You can probably
I could probably, because of the big giant drill bot we have.
no, but you could probably get some explosives there. Or
Oh,
something.
yeah, sure. They have a little knocking around, yeah. Roadstone. We'll go to Roadstone.
Exactly.
We'll plan a smaller heist to get to Roadstone, to get the explosives to do the bigger heist.
Oh, now this is just getting more complicated.
Let's not worry about that. We'll save that for another
Can
day.
I-
Right now,
can I
let's
at
just
least
get
be-
the diamond.
Can I
Get
at
it
least be in
sold.
on that? On
No,
that
you don't-
Cool
you don't need-
heist
you don't
where
need
they
to be
play
on it.
soft jazz over it.
No, you don't need to be on that one. That's just where we hang out in the van and use some cool equipment, but you don't need to be on that one. You make sure that guy doesn't leave his apartment.
So the lot of ye are in the back of a van, you know,
Mhm.
drinking out of a flask, you know,
Mhm.
sharing witty banter.
Yep.
And I'm there going, "Hey, detective, look over there."
Yeah, you gotta bring him out for dinner and distract him and come up with new and interesting ways to keep him busy.
But I know nothing about this man. What interests
Once again, that's why I've got my best guy on it, Sean. That's why I've
so
got
I
my
have to do
best
all.
dude.
Oh my god! So I have to do a full psychological workup on this
Yeah.
man and figure out the ways.
Yeah, we start
to distract-
tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, I've already rented the shop front and ready to go.
Why you couldn't have told me this sooner?
I'm telling you now. How much
yeah,
more
you're
data
telling
do you
me
need?
now. But
Listen, we're going to steal the world's most valuable diamond.
yeah,
It's going to be awesome.
I get that, but see, you're doing all the awesome stuff. You're doing all the, sneaking around and
car
tunneling,
chases.
and, car
It's
chases.
going to be a
and,
helicopter later.
and there's bits with the little red lights, and you're trying not to. And
We've
you're,
got those zip lining.
Yeah.
Lots of zip
and
lining.
the bits with the little red lights, and you're trying not to touch them. And it's like,
You've
and
got,
I'm
these,
just,
you've got these little gas things you throw them across the ground and they're
Yeah.
magnetic and they release gas and they knock
Do you-
out the guards.
do you
It's brilliant.
do you know anything about this man? Do you know anything that could help me here?
He's a detective.
Yes, I gathered.
It's called McNulty, so I imagine it's probably Irish, Dutch Irish maybe.
Okay, I've got that much, right? Anything else?
No. Other than he used to specialise with Interpol with diamond thieves. Apart from that, nothing.
He specializes,
Catching diamond thieves and high scale thieves.
and he occasionally works for Interpol.
He used to work for Interpol.
Used to work for Interpol.
Yeah. NYPD now.
Okay.
He's a detective. He's pretty high up. He has I think he's like the chief of the police or chief of the sheriffs or something. There's 4 guys hanging around him all the time.
Right. Okay.
Chief Justice. That's what he is.
He's a chief justice
Yeah.
and a detective.
Yes.
So he handles every step of the criminal justice system.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
He's not a police guard. He's not. He's not a prison guard.
Okay, okay.
He doesn't transport the guys. Don't be silly,
Alright.
Sean. He used to work for Interpol, Sean. He's not going around driving prisoners around.
This sounds like the kind of man who would be very driven to catch jewel thieves.
Well, that's all up to you, man. I got to work out the escape, and I got to call Rocco. I got to call Susan. I got to make sure Ling Ling can make it over here.
I thought he was. I've got
to do the training. I'm going to do the training thing. You know, we have to jump over the things, the lasers as they're coming.
Ling Lee is in a. he's in a Bangkok prison.
Ah, he was in a Bangkok prison.
Really?
Yeah.
How? I didn't get to do that either.
No, it's totally cool, man. Do you know a bit in Batman released that thing?
Yeah.
It's like a balloon. We had to catch him as he was going. We got to do that. It was class.
And you didn't think to
include
me in
this? Do you know
this?
how long it takes to fly one of those airplanes from Ireland to Bangkok?
No.
It takes like 10 hours. We got hammered. It was class.
So you
we
were
played
all,
Mario Kart. It was awesome.
You were all hanging out, having fun, trading witty banter while soft jazz plays. And I'm only learning about this now. And my job is to distract the most driven, is to distract a psychotically driven cop
and judge. Yeah, so that we could steal the world's most expensive diamond.
I get that. It's just that I seem to be getting the raw end of the stick here.
Did I mention that if we succeed, we could put that money back into sports funding, and then get the kids back into?
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
You got to do it for the good of the people, Sean. But for the cultural heritage of Ireland, we shall steal world's most expensive diamond.
You know what? All right, I'm in. I'll do it. I'll run the psych work. I'll run the psych work up. I can't promise anything. I can't promise that he won't give me the slip at a vital moment. Therefore, adding more and more intrigue to the heist. I can't.
Yeah, we'll probably stretch out another 20 minutes out of it too. Yeah.
I'd say I can't guarantee that won't happen, but I'll do what I can.
You're in?
I'm in.
All in?
All in. Brother, fist bump.
Fist bump in the future. All right, well, that's my plan. That's my policy. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope we get to steal the world's most expensive diamond.
Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
we're
right
stealing the world's most expensive diamond. That's all from Policymakers for this week.
Yeah.
I've been Sean Sheridan.
And I've been Senan Waldron.
And remember, go all in.
You have been listening to Policymakers, a podcast written and produced by me, Senan Waldron, and Sean Sheridan. It was a Robot House production.
By the way, if you share out our podcast, we will big you up in this style.
We'll get you $7 million a year.
$7 million a year. We guarantee it.
Yeah. That's a guarantee you can take to the bank.
Absolutely.
An Irish bank.